Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more naval action. So today we're setting sail from Oranjestad, and we will be heading out to try and hunt down some ships that we can capture. I had a couple of Mercuries, which I'd captured with some help from Arxarch, and I sold those off, netted about 2,500 each. So not terrible, but not great. It'd probably be much easier to pursue something like Briggs or Navy Briggs and sink them faster anyway. In the meantime, we're going to be heading north as the wind is not favourable for any other direction that we'd want to go. We're happy to head north, of course, taking us into some waters that we haven't visited for a while, as most of our operations recently have been down south or centred around Charlestown. And past Fort Bay and head on to the Virgin Island chain, probably. Assuming we don't find something before that. So, yesterday's video, testing out that theory and just making it a quick one. I'd like to do those occasionally, kind of in context. Hopefully, clearer context. And I'd also like to, of course, continue doing the standard daily videos, with a bit more discussion on our part, and some solo play, and hopefully, of course, we'll be able to get involved in some of the larger battles. There was a bit of a skirmish yesterday. I unfortunately missed it. I wasn't able to capture it for you guys, as the match closed out before I was able to get there. In fact, it basically closed out as I clicked join, so I was not too impressed with that. In any case, though, we were a Navy brig. It was mostly, I think the smallest ship in there was a Constitution, so we would have gone in, maybe gotten a few shots off, and then had to leave after we took a broadside or two. So, we've got cannonades equipped, so of course we have to get in real close, otherwise the carronades are just not going to do anything. And to be quite frank, I don't like the idea of having to get that close that often. One thing I should remark on, actually, that has had some work done is there's a cloud formation. Actually, you may not be able to see it on this one. Anyway, there was a cloud formation that used to pop through the sails, and I have not seen it in a while. So that's one of the little changes that has been dealt with, which is lovely to see. You know, it's not just the big stuff that you want to see fixed, it's the little stuff as well, the spit and polish, as it were. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to get to sailing, and I'm going to bring you guys back in as soon as we get something interesting. See you shortly. Alright, and we're back. So we just spotted a Trincomalee off on the horizon, which is, I believe, the Great British ship that's just entered this battle, going up against three Swedish ships. So, the fact that it's a Trincomalee, and the fact that there's obviously going to be a couple of smaller ships, and at least one probably brig-sized ship, we're going to join the British, because we're not going to get blown away in a single volley if we're unlucky. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure where we are at the moment. I kind of got tunnel-visioned into getting into this battle. So yep, 2 brigs and a snow. Wonderful. Now I doubt we'll be able to capture any of them. So wait. Yes, no, it is an AI. Okay. With the AI Trincomalee there, I doubt we'll be able to capture any of them. So what I will do is I will just focus on dealing as much damage as quickly as possible. And that way we won't miss out on anything. Yes, good. Right. So just making sure everything was on doubles. Just one moment, sorry, this is terribly unorganized, but I do want to check our sound levels. I might drop them down a bit. Just so you can still have the background noise, but it won't completely override me if I'm being a little bit quiet. Still messing around with this new way of recording so I can hopefully get all the sound together without having to worry so much about the editing. If it doesn't work out though, I can always look at switching it back. It's more something that helps out with things like TeamSpeak and other voice chat programs. As I'm still trying to develop my audio recording skills. And I'm taking a little bit of time with it. So of course, these brigs in the snow are working against the wind, and they're going to be a little bit slow to engage us. Hopefully we can do a little bit of damage to Foxy Acorn here. Well, that should probably have them popping their repairs. I actually am going to swing around because I don't want them getting on our tail. And us having to work back against the wind to reach them, especially if they are low in the water. I feel I'm probably going to have to leave the Trincomaly's attack there to do its job. Actually, it will be reloaded on this side in time, so that'll be fine. Probably should have switched up sooner, of course, but I always forget something. At least this time I remember to switch to Rolling Fire. I have to be careful, actually, not to take too much damage. One of the things that I was happy and unhappy to hear about was that ships actually do use different types of ammunition. On one hand, I'm unhappy about this because it means that I don't get very, very easy wins against the computer. And on the other hand, of course, I'm very happy about this because it means that you actually have to be careful. Matches can be challenging and different. And of course, as a universal, the AI does not use Grape Shot, because it is very, very difficult to use now. So I was doing some practice and had some success with, of course, shooting onto the decks. And actually this is a very hard spot to hit, and against a ship that's constantly hitting you, it's probably not going to work out so well. Especially if you're, say, undercrewed, like we are. It's not going to be for the best. So I just want to focus this brig down as quickly as possible. Because we can sink it faster. And while the snow poses a greater threat to us, if we can remove that much firepower, remove a whole 8 guns from hitting us every time, that is worth far more than taking our time sinking the snow. Foxy Acorn still just hanging in there a little bit, but they'll be down momentarily. At least we hope. Switching up to survival for a little bit. Probably going to pop a repair here. Ah, ricocheted. And then try and swing round to get our starboard side in line. Or if we can get a hit off with our port gun, that would be alright. Of course, because we popped the repair, one of our guns has, nope, been able to come back into use, I guess. I really want to say come back online, but of course that would be very spaceshipy and sci-fi, rather than old wooden ship with practical cannons. I am curious about the constructed gameplay mechanic for that. Right, presumably, if your cannon is hit, it's not working anymore. Is the repair bringing a replacement cannon from storage? Or is it somehow hammering the cannon back to work? I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why, you know, the cannon might not be working. It could have taken a hit to the barrel, though I'm not entirely sure that a cannonball of similar caliber is going to be able to significantly damage the barrel of a cannon, or the mounting could be hit, which is, I'd say, the most likely reason that you would have a cannon out of commission on a ship, because it's mounting, whether it be rollers or fixed or whatever has been taken out. And that makes a lot more sense that the repairs would restore the cannon to working order, because it is, of course, fixing the mounting, which is probably going to be made of wood. Things have gone fairly well for us. We have taken out Foxy Acorn, and Foxy Acorn was accompanied by Foxy Acorn in the snow. I do enjoy the random names, which I presume are randomly generated. And there does not appear to be a unique pool of names for each country, because I have, at least in my experience, seen a vast number of names which, even with my limited knowledge, I can identify as not being from specific countries that they're sailing from. It's not to say, of course, that you wouldn't have foreigners necessarily sailing in another fleet. It's just highly unlikely. Or they'd be acting as, say, privateers or something like that. They're not actually going to be in some of the higher grade military vessels. That being said, of course, there's not really any restrictions on who can own some of the larger ships. So, of course, there is a prevalence of high-ranked players in large ships. I'll be very interested when they finally do a hard reset to see if they implement something like a limited ship system, where only particular people can have access to the ships of the line. Ships of the line are, of course, incredibly powerful. And you can't imagine just anyone having access to them. So we have to be careful here. We're taking a bit more damage than I'd like. That brig is still up. And our rudder just got taken out. So I think it just got taken out. And we're not turning quite right. Sorry, I'm trying to get us fixed up, but I've mixed up which direction I should have my sails facing to get us round to port. That's it. Okay, I had it the other way, so all my rudder was pushing me one way, and my sails were attempting to push me the other, and the result was a dead stop. This has not worked out well for us. One or two decent hits there, but a lot of our shots bounced a little bit higher than we would like. I will be popping my second repair here, and I will actually get our rudder as well, just to expedite the situation. So, one more blast on this brig should do it. And then hopefully we should be able to finish off this snow. Or maybe rely on the Trincomalee to finish it off. Though the Trincomalee has been less than impressive in this fight, to say the least. With the AI focusing us, it's gone and kind of sat upwind from the fight. I was having this discussion with someone the other day that it appears that the AI abandon you to a degree. They just kind of sit at the very edge of a match and let you do your thing. Which we will do our thing in the form of leaving this match, because I am not confident in my ability to get back and in range of the snow. And I kind of want to force it to come up near the Trincomalee so the Trincomalee can carry a little bit of the damage against it. Also, as we well know, I am a coward. And I've already lost 2 durability on our Navy Brig, sadly, so I would like to maintain it in as good a condition as possible. So I'm going to run. I'll run long enough for that ship to sink, and then I will exit the battle and see if we can find a neutral port where we can get patched up. Sadly, our rudder has taken more hits than I would like. Sometimes these things cannot be helped. I would expect that brig to sink inside the next 35 seconds or so, which is excellent news for us. We don't have to stick around much longer than our timer. Indeed, no, not quite. Oh dear. Alright, excellent. So even a full couple of seconds beforehand, we don't have any repairs that we can use. We've popped our sails, we've done our rudder, and done both of our hull repairs. We can exit straight away and start trying to avoid other ships as we make our way to port. Alright, there we go. What do we get? 1,400. That's pretty good. Probably more than we would have gotten if we captured those ships, and it would have been a heck of a lot more work to capture them. So trading as well, I was going to say. Other thing, new patch coming out, ideally Wednesday, I believe. Hopefully it'll introduce trading, and apparently it will introduce capturing of ports. This is exciting news because port capture will mean there's a lot more dynamic play, and it'll also mean that larger fleets, larger nations, unless they're particularly well organised, are probably going to spread out, and mean that smaller nations with a smaller player base aren't going to have as much trouble dealing with oppressive gankers, because they'll be able to go wherever they want and set up ports pretty much elsewhere, and if they want to be able to maintain them all, they'll have to spread out across larger areas. So I'm kind of excited for that. And I'm also excited for trading, of course. Alternatives to having to kill ships to get money. So at the moment, I could pick up this stuff and hold on to it and hope that we get another soft reset. In fact, actually, I will do that. No. Coffer of Tea is definitely not an upgrade. At least I hope it's not. And we should put those upgrades on us sometime as well. At least the optimized rudder. I don't know, actually. Minus half turn time? I don't know if that's actually good or bad. Just my ignorance of sailing, I guess. Anyway, take a short break, and I'll come back to you guys when we've got something going on. Hello, everyone. And we're back again. So, haven't had much luck finding a player match. However, we have attacked a Trader Snow and a Mercury. See just how well we go up against these two. Despite the fact we attacked them and we had the wind, it has stuck them behind us. So I'm, once again, still not entirely sure where how this positioning algorithm is working. And if I got to be behind everyone who attacked me, I would be a happy camper. Hopefully the Mercuries are going to get close to us. Close to us. And that was terrible. Once they are close enough, we should be able to deal a fair whack of damage. The snow will hurt. I think they've got carronades on. The AI snows? Yeah, looks like it. Alright, looks like that was all single shot, so we're alright for the moment. However, they should, in theory, be loading double now. So we're going to turn as quickly as possible, attempt to get a reasonable broadside off against the Mercury. Not so good. I think most of our shots went a little high, hitting their mast. This looks far, far too much like we're actually going to collide here. I honestly kind of expected the AI to move a little bit faster. Kind of had to sacrifice our bowsprit there in order to avoid a volley of what is likely double shot. Alright, get our sail repair underway. Probably switch ourselves actually up to gunnery. Get reloaded faster. We should take advantage of the fact that we do have carronades, which are slightly faster to reload, that's my understanding. That double shot, I really want to run away again, but we may have to if we don't get a decent hit off on the Mercury. Kind of forgot how tough they were. Yesterday we were kind of doing alright against them. We've had like a little bit of bad luck. Don't really want to put the damage down to the Trader Snow, though of course those shots will hurt. Okay, let's go in. Gotta say, I'm quite surprised with this Mercury's behaviour. Looks like it's a little bit different to what I've come to expect anyway. Yeah, that should be good for the rest of the shots. Those that don't just ricochet. We're being a bit sloppy with where we're hitting it. And it looks like I keep expecting it to come downwind of us. Right, we're going to go in for a full turn here. Try and reduce our exposure to their broadside, but oh, no, never mind, too late. And they appear to be quite solidly ruining our day. We'll see what this next barrage does, and if it's no good, we may have to look at leaving. I will contemplate capturing it, actually. Yeah, we just popped a repair. I'm actually going to switch up to Grape Shot. We're going to aim high, try and land the grape on the deck. And this should, in theory, let us kill off enough crew that we can board them comfortably. And then we can decide what to do about that Trader Snow. We potentially we'll have enough crew left to make a boarding action of it. Pretty sure a shot just landed in front of the Mercury. That is a wide dispersal for an AI. Not that I'm complaining. Much rather it hit them or avoid us than actually hit me. At how we're lining up, making sure all our cannons are actually going to have a chance to hit the Mercury. Alright, switching up to Grape. We'll leave doubles on the back because we're probably not going to get a chance to use them, in all honesty. With the snow shooting us, I do want to get them down at least 10 less than us before we board. Just due to the potential crew loss that we may take from the snow getting some good hits. And once again, we'll be aiming for actually either the deck, or depending on how things go once we're loaded, I would not mind taking shots directly at their stern. And we'll just like take our time, line up each shot so that it runs through the ship. The whole ship, nothing but the ship. If we can get there, which we are. Okay. Also, that's wider than I would have liked. Yeah. Not what we actually wanted out of that, unfortunately. They are slightly lower than us, though I do not trust our luck against that Trader Snow. So I would like to do one more volley. And see where that leaves us. Whether we'll be able to get such a prime position on them again, though, is another matter. Excuse the background noise. We're not really in a rock-solid position. And we're not a Trincomalee, so we're not going to get massive amounts of speed going. Those Trincomalee still crack me up, especially in open world. Some of the speed upgrades they can get are absolutely phenomenal. Though I heard that there was somebody floating around with a Mercury that was just getting up to like 30 knots or something. Which is pretty cool, though a little bit ridiculous. For those that don't know, open world has exaggerated movement, of course, to help you get around faster. It also has an accelerated time scale. So every... Okay, good. Sorry, I was wondering if that was a new ship that had joined the match. So every 24 minutes is a day in the game. Okay, that didn't work out at all. not at all. So what we'll do is we'll spin round, take some double shot. Must have gone high. Try to lob some of this grape onto their deck. And then go for a boarding. So that's looking a little bit better. I'm going to pop our other repair here. See if we can do that again. And then catch them, as hopefully they'll turn against the wind. Oh, that's great. Yeah, look at those hits. We got incredibly fortunate there. Bit of good aim as well. And, wow, they're down, yeah, 30 crew. Excellent. So, grape shot, very hit and miss. You can get very lucky with it. I think carronades are certainly the way to go if you're trying to capture a ship the same size as you. And, of course, care is one of the most important parts of capturing the ships, so you don't get sunk. And while it is a little bit faster to sink the ships, with the raw award not being as much, the amount it costs in repairs is actually quite a bit. Especially for the Navy brig, it cost me 500 to repair it after that battle, so we technically lost half the money we made just on repairs. And while we could go and farm up some free repairs, I feel a little bad doing that. Anyway, we now have the very loud battle sequence that may obscure some of my discussion, or my talking. However you want to take it, or my blathering. And of course, the patented ship firing. I'd like to be able to fire back. I really would. Well, I mean, I don't know how much damage the grape would do. Hopefully a little bit. And based on our condition, I'm expecting to take another broadside before we capture them. And if we take another broadside, I will be running. Hopefully getting away before we sink. It's also possible that we may not take another broadside, or that I can board the Mercury, though I wouldn't like to lose another durability on a Navy brig at this stage. Alright, excellent. That's phenomenal. I will actually bow out here, just because an awkward shot could have us losing it, and I don't really want to mess around graping down these. Actually, we've got 70. No, we're too slow. Our maneuverability is too slow. We're just going to exit it. So what I'll do is I'll capture this, capture the Mercury, and that way we should count as having captured it for purposes of the game, even though we're kind of escaping the battle. This will actually be a good opportunity to test that, because I am not entirely sure what counts as having or having not captured a ship. Anyway, may as well pop our armor, and we'll set ourselves a course out of here. I mean, I guess if we lose the Mercury, it's not too bad. I'm hoping that the Trader Snow's carronades are not able to reach us at this point. Depending, actually, they may have loaded Bullshot. Bullshot can probably reach us on the carronades. It hasn't fired at us. Oh no, there we go. It appears that we are just out of their range. Well, we'll wrap it up here. And once we get out, we'll be able to see if we get to keep the Mercury or not. As usual, it's been Death Stimulator. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know. And also, please, if you could, let us know how the audio is going for you guys. Still working with my mixing. And if you did like the video, please consider liking, commenting, favoriting, or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I will see you all next time. And we'll just, of course, now wait for the exit screen. So, we sailed out on the Mercury, and we got to keep the Mercury, and we got a repair kit, yay, and a module, which I guess we'll take, because we don't have any modules. Right, thank you very much, everyone, and I will see you all later.